is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Good morning, it's Friday, July 25th, 2025. Mental health is real. Seek help, end the stigma. On the news this morning, Rivers government sets up committee to curb farmer-herder clashes. Rivers acting head of service dismisses fears in verification exercise. Court awards damages against IGP over EndSARS protesters. On the foreign scene, France to officially recognize Palestinian state. Details of these and more after this break. Welcome back. I'm Ifechukwu Moyle with the news. Now, the Rivers State government has inaugurated a committee to handle issues of frequent clashes between farmers and herders across the state. Speaking during the inauguration on Thursday, the secretary to the state government SSG, Professor Ibibia Warika, who is also the chairman of the committee, said the objectives of the committee is to, amongst other things, identify and address early warning signs of tension between farmers and herders across the state, mediate and resolve disputes amicably through community-based non-violent mechanisms, and ensure that grazing and farming activities are conducted within the bounds of law and environmental sustainability.
Fostering dialogue, promoting justice, and ensuring peaceful coexistence of all communities. These Farmers and Herders Committee has therefore been considered as a proactive measure to, amongst others, identify and address early warning signs of tensions between farmers and herders across the states, mediate and resolve disputes amicably through community-based, non-violent mechanisms, ensure that grazing and farming activities are conducted in bounds of law and environmental sustainability.
Professor Warika said the committee will also advise the government on sustainable strategies for land use, pasture development, and water resources, among others.
Also, to advise the government on sustainable strategies for land use, pasture development, as well as water resources and advisory body, promote mutual understanding and peaceful engagement through community sensitization and advocacy. Now, the composition of this committee reflects the inclusive and intersectoral approach of the government. We expect this committee to act with wisdom, fairness, and peace. Your task is not only to prevent conflict, but to build trust, forge partnerships, and collaboration.
Now, the committee, which has the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture as the secretary, is made up of members from traditional institutions, security agencies, farmers associations, herders, representatives, civil society groups, and relevant ministries such as agriculture, local government, and justice. Moving on now. The acting head of service in Rivers State, Dr. Iyengi Brown, says the ongoing verification of civil servants in Rivers State is not a witch hunt. The acting HOS said this during an interview. She said the verification exercise is not meant to help the government save money.
The last time we did verification for public officers was in 2018. Maybe people would have passed on or left their jobs. So this exercise will help us to eliminate people that are not active in the system. That's what we hope to achieve. We're also re-verifying pensioners.
The Rivers State Acting Head of Service said there will be fresh biometrics for local government workers and pensioners.
We are doing fresh biometrics for local government staff and pensioners because they are not on any database. To go a step further, we are going to link the biometric data to our payroll. What are we hoping to achieve? Significant savings for government. When we remove those that have passed on, those that have left their jobs, we hope to achieve savings for government at the end of the day.
In another development, the new chairman of the River State Local Government Service Commission, Israel Walker Amadi, has pledged to improve the local government service system and the welfare of council workers. Speaking at his inaugural meeting in Port Harcourt on Thursday, Walker emphasized the Commission's commitment to addressing irregular promotions, age falsification, delayed retirement, and ensuring proper training for staff across the 23 local government areas in line with the 2018 River State Law No. 5.
We have projected that starting from Tuesday, between 9th of July to 4th September, or thereabout 2025, we shall be embarking on heart-to-heart sensitization and constructive engagement across all the 23 ATS, aimed at re-engineering the workforce and instilling value change and right etiquette.
Now, on her part, the acting executive secretary of the River State Contributory Health Protection Program, Dr. Vetty Agala, highlighted the scheme's role in reducing workers' healthcare costs and encouraged enrollment into the scheme.
What I'm asking the local government authorities to do is to make sure that their staff are covered by the health insurance scheme. So as a local government, you need to map out a plan how you will pay for your staff and they can contribute together so that the staff, the spouse, and 4 children under the age of 18 can be covered in the formal sector. Also, as local government areas, we can have what we call equity, where we look at the poor people in the society in our LGs. And
now, some of the participants, which include Mrs. Christiana Tonya Briggs, commended the Local Government Service Commission and the River State Contributory Health Protection Program for the assurances and awareness created, expressing readiness to support the Commission and the scheme to achieve the desired goal. Elsewhere, a coalition of civil society organizations in River State has commended the River State government for sustaining its microfinance credit scheme, offering single-digit interest loans to small and micro businesses. In a joint statement, Secretary General of the coalition, Ayanate West, and spokesperson Nasibwa Peterside said the initiative stands out amid the central bank's decision to retain the monetary policy rate at 27.5%, which has made credit access tougher nationwide. They praised the foresight of suspended Governor Siminalayi Fubara and thanked sole administrator retired Rear Vice Admiral Ibokete Ebas for continuing the scheme. The group called for its expansion, describing it as a strategic tool for rural development, job creation, and poverty reduction. They, however, expressed concern that only 765 million naira has been repaid out of the 1.3 billion naira due. They warned that defaulters risk losing future access to state-backed financial programs. Beneficiaries were urged to stick to repayment terms to keep the scheme running. The coalition emphasized that with accountability, the initiative will continue to empower local businesses. Still to come, court awards damages against IGP over EndSARS protesters. Stay with us. And now the rest of the news. The Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Youth Development, Mrs. Ruhoma Keje, says the Warji Youth Association election has been suspended. In an interview with newsmen, Dr. Keje explained that the election was suspended because the Obiakpo administrator had not yet received the official notification letter.
By yesterday or this morning, I'm hearing in the news, all sorts of warnings and all of that, which didn't sound palatable, but we had to come out to let hear the side of the ministry. We did not fix election arbitrarily. No, we did not. It's been a journey of 1 year plus. Even when we got the advice to go ahead, we still did not fix it because we're even too busy.
She said it is standard procedure for the ministry to request security and supervise youth elections with candidates screened by security agencies. She denied claims that the ministry arbitrarily fixed the Warji Youth Association election. She also noted that there are no court cases impeding the election. Dr. Keje said the leadership tussle between Kingsley Chioma Nwolo and Ezebola Nwogo was mediated by the ministry, leading to Ezebola withdrawing his case, with both parties agreeing on Dr. Orwell Onowo as mediator and ELECO chairman. Now, she said when Kingsley later claimed to have won the case, the ministry sought clarification from the Ministry of Justice, which confirmed the case was dismissed and that no one won.
Alleged is not an allegation. It's a procedure we do. We must write the LGA if we're going to supervise an election. 2, court matter. There is no court matter. It is over. Ezebola has withdrawn the matter on the advice given by the ministry in the process of mediation. For now, I will have advised that the election be suspended based on the fact that the distinguished administrator of Obiakpo says he has not received the letter notifying him of the election. So based on that, I've advised suspension of the election.
Now, earlier, the paramount ruler of Warji community, Eze Emeka George Ihunwo, warned against the planned youth election in the community. It followed a letter circulating from the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Youth Development, requesting security and logistics from the Obiakpo Sole Administrator, Dr. Walter Ndu, to conduct an election on Saturday. Addressing newsmen, Eze Ihunwo, who presented court documents to support his stance, said the community is unaware of any plans for an election. He explained that the current youth president had earlier informed the Permanent Secretary in a letter dated June 11 that all election aspirants are claimants in a pending youth court case adjourned to October 13, 2025.
That letter was signed by one
President Chioma Kingsley Nwolo reiterated that he is still the youth president of the community, warning against any form of participation in the proposed election.
I'm dumbfounded when I heard that they want to conduct a Warji youth election, which is not supposed to be, because I'm the incumbent president who is supposed to set up the ELECO to conduct the election. So what I'm saying is that nobody should attend that election because I'm the incumbent president. I have not consulted any ELECO. I have not raised the flag for any election. My tenure is still running. By so doing, I'm still the youth president of the community. I don't understand why such double standard. And the court has not determined the process or the proceeding of the matter in court, which was adjourned for all parties to be served.
The Warji monarch and youth president is now calling on security agencies and the Obiakpo Council boss to caution KJ against actions that could trigger unrest in the community.
Want to through this medium call on the security agents and the sole administrator of Obiakpo local government area to warn Dr. Mrs. Ruhoma Keje to keep clear should there be breakdown of law and order in Woji on Saturday with regards to youth election. Keje and all these applicants in court should be held responsible.
I'm calling on the security agency. I'm calling the sole administrator of Obiakpo and River State to wade into this matter, because whatever that happens in Woji community, the permanent secretary, the PAMSEC, who happens to be Mrs. Dr. KJ, should be held responsible and his cohort for whatever happens in Woji if there's any law and breakdown in Woji community.
And now the paramount ruler of Erema community in Oba Ebemandoni local government area, Onelga of River State, His Royal Highness Eze Azubike Georgewell, has called on multinational companies operating in the area to support the newly inaugurated Community Development Committee, CDC. Speaking in an interview shortly after the inauguration of the newly elected CDC executives led by Ndoka Ogubio, Eze Georgewell expressed concern over the perceived neglect of the community by companies operating within its territory. He urged the companies to work closely with the CDC to promote meaningful development in the community.
We are all here to unite the community. And by the emergence, the caretaker committee that has been existing, headed by Pastor Ikechi Zimirosa, is hereby dissolved. And we are also calling on all the Total Energy Nigeria Limited to support the Erema CDC, because I have not seen anything reasonable done by this company. Erema is an oil field of itself, and that we are being recognized. We are not being recognized as oil field, but we are recognized as major contributors when we are major stakeholders in the oil and gas industry. Even the envelope money they give to community, we are cheated by Total. I urge them to be dedicated to their duty, to be transparent, and show love to all our sundry.
On his part, the new CDC chairman, Ndoka Ogubio, pledged to prioritize initiatives that would drive progress and unity in Erema.
I am always a peacemaker. In my group, I am the chief. I make sure that there is peace, even in my family. So as for me, with this power they delegate to me, Erema will be in peace. In NDDC, there is a lot of change that we're supposed to bring down to this place, because we are one of the oil producing areas. So for that, as a staff of NDDC, I must make sure that we bring a development to my own community. That will be an achievement for me.
The joint CDC chairman of the Egi clan, Nwosi John, and a former Onelga council leader, Oza Douglas, also spoke, calling for collaboration and support to enhance development efforts in the community.
With this development and peace will reign in the land, the whole community should work together so that peace and development should come to stay. This peace will not only hold in Erema alone, it will also be circulated to some other communities in the Ege clan, so that people shall emulate of good plan and development.
What I have witnessed today is something that has made me feel so happy and greatly honored as a true son of the soil. So I only want to use this opportunity to urge all sons and daughters of Erema to give Ndoka Ogubio-led CDC the needed support. Anybody that wants trouble, please let them shield their sword and embrace peace and support the community to move forward.
Our correspondent reports that the event was attended by former Senator Wilson Asinobi, who represented the Rivers West Senatorial District, alongside other community stakeholders. Away from that, the sole administrator of the Andoni local government area in Rivers State, Atajit Francis, says his administration remains committed to the welfare of Andoni people. He made the remark during a visit to the Orokoto community to assess the aftermath of the building collapse at the community primary school. Francis, accompanied by the DPO of Ngo, Ola Adekunle, and other security personnel, donated cash to the school's head teacher, Eze Ebirie, who was affected by the incident, to support his medical care.
We came because of the incident that happened. Orokoto seemed to be the largest fishing settlement in West Africa sub-region. So whatever happens to Orokoto will affect a lot of people. There was an incident that happened on Tuesday when there was heavy downpour. A part of the classroom of the primary school there got collapsed and have injured some people. That's why we are here to see what we can do to improve on the situation. Yeah, actually the man that was injured, we just have to see what we can do to make sure that his health is taken care of. So little thing we are able to give him a token to assist him to take care of his health.
Now, he also inspected an abandoned JTA building in the area, raising security concerns and promising to rehabilitate it for community use. The head teacher thanked him for the gesture. The paramount ruler of Orokoto, Benjamin Ede, also appreciated the Andoni Sole administrator, saying the visit brought much needed relief and hope to the community.
In a day, we welcome the sole administrator and the DPO and his entourage for the incident that happened. So we appreciate they are coming today, and we believe that they are coming again to come and fix the building so that we'll have a very nice building, because in Orokoto, we don't have good school building. We thank you very much.
Elsewhere, the Association of Private Practicing Surveyors of Nigeria, APPSN, a subgroup of the Nigeria Institution of Surveyors, River State Branch, has elected new executives to pilot its affairs for the next 2 years. Speaking shortly after re-elected as chairman, Mr. Andy Wikinane thanked members for the confidence reposed in him and pledged to continue effort aimed at improving survey practice in the state.
My re-election is based on the fact that I want to do more things that will improve on the practice of surveying in River State. So I have a vision to ensure that we practice ethically and with all professional standards. I also have the vision that surveyors in this state should practice and are not poor. They should have enough resources to take care of their families. That means you practice in accordance with scale of fees. The era of practicing without taking cognizance of scale of fees is over. We cannot continue in that perspective. And it's my sincere intention to inform the public that know who is a surveyor so that you consult with surveyor, not consulting people that are walking on the streets and calling themselves surveyors. It's only by so doing that the image and practice of surveying can be effective in the state.
Wikinade also advised members of the public to always engage the services of qualified surveyors, stressing the need to tackle quackery in the profession. Also speaking, the Surveyor General of River State, Peter Ogolo, who monitored the election, commended members for their orderly conduct and urged them to uphold the ethics of the profession.
All of them were returned, and I'm sure they will continue the good work.
Cadastral practice has rules and regulations. They should just adhere strictly to the rules and regulations of cadastral practice of surveying in the state.
The chairman of the Electoral Committee, Blessing Koko, and former chairman of the Nigerian Institution of Surveyors, Joseph Wobo Amadi, also spoke during the event.
We don't just pick people. These are people that had proved their mettle in the last 2 years. And so all that we do is to officialize their mandate. And that was what we did. We did the screening and we found out they were quite impressive.
The election has been very peaceful and transparent. Good enough. My advice is that people should practice ethically. And as long as we practice ethically, then the profession will continue to grow. And it will be in the interest of surveyors, the community, and the whole generality of the people.
Correspondent Mekotoka reports that other elected officers include Mapaderum Aminant Abiola as vice chairman, Ogalozo Chukukadibia as secretary, Kika Morin as assistant secretary, Micah Miodiremu as financial secretary, George Frank as treasurer, Godspower Festus as internal auditor, and Lawson Widum as publicity secretary. In other news, the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos has awarded 10 million naira in damages against the Inspector General of Police (IGP) and the Lagos State Commissioner of Police for violation of the fundamental right of several peaceful protesters. The suit was filed by applicants who participated during the 4th anniversary of the NSAS Peaceful Memorial Procession. Delivering the judgment on Thursday, Justice M. Kakaki held that the applicants were unjustly harassed and their rights infringed upon. We go on a short commercial break.
Berkshire Youth Unity
State in September. The news was edited by Chioma Ezenwaf. The news team sent an SMS WhatsApp by Kumoile. Many thanks.